Welcome to those near and far. Welcome to Mage the Ascension as luck would have it. The game is set in 2019 in Montreal, Canada. Let's meet our mages this evening. I almost have that memorized. Holy crap.
I am Jayce Maxwell, and I will be playing Max Toulon.
I am Lloyd Colman, otherwise known as AntiGeek5150, and I am Auron Pritchard.
Raena?
I'm Christina Poe, and I'll be playing Raena Tremblay.
And we have a wonderful new player.
I'm Alan Ludden, and I will be playing John Staunton.
Welcome!
Yay!
Woo-woo!
Recap. So, last time, Auron decided to get experimental with his forces powers and figured out that electricity can cause fire. Do we remember any other things that happened last game? Because it's been a minute.
It's been a lot of minutes.
It's been a lot of minutes. Okay. So it is November 11th, question mark? Yeah, November 11th, 2019. It is morning at the Chantry. I say it's about 8 o'clock in the morning.
Well, since yesterday for us was Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
then Max is on campus. He's not in the Chantry.
Okay. Which class is he in?
He is in... God, what do you... I don't know what pre-med people take besides bio.
Pre-meds take a lot of physics and chemistry and biology, and then some classes to integrate this stuff.
Yeah. So he's in he's in like one of his 3 biochem classes.
Okay. Auron.
Auron probably get up and do his usual shower, shave, and then go get some food, and then probably be waiting on Jeeves to do the beginning of his room.
Ah, yes.
The TARDISing.
John, what do you do when you wake up at 8 a.m. in your RV at the Chantry? Alan?
Well, November 11th is a statutory holiday, and it's for remembrance of military personnel and veterans. So I will be hanging out at some veterans function, getting free breakfast and free lunch.
Okay.
I'll bring Jody with me.
Okay. Jody?
The NPC that lives in my trailer.
Ah, yes. I forgot about that. Right on. So you're at the AMVETS
Montreal.
Montreal, yeah.
Okay.
And they are offering breakfast and mimosas even. All right. And Raena.
Raena is in her room meditating for a while because her classes don't start until around 9:30.
Okay. So we'll skip to noon. So classes are over. Sorry.
Pablo is guest
Pop.
GMing.
Yeah. She looks like she wants to jump, but I really don't think it's a good idea.
I'm going to jump off my human, claws into active mode.
Yeah. All right. So noon o'clock. Professor Edge is doing a late brunch in the Chantry. And Jeeves is already at Auron's room taking measurements.
Auron would probably pop his head in and let Jeeves know if he needs anything from him to let him know. He'll be downstairs.
Please put the kitties in a kennel.
Okay. And he will... Actually, he doesn't even have a kennel. Where can...
Maybe take them to Raina's room.
Actually, he could... yeah, that's probably what he'd do. He'd probably go talk to Raena and see if he can put them in there temporarily.
A lot of plants are toxic to kitties.
Oh, they're smart cats. They know better.
Yes.
Right.
All right. So
Might be safer in Max's room.
what does John do after breakfast?
Find a place to park, which again is going to be close to the Chantry. And I think I'm going to test my ability to get in by giving myself a major clot in a vein near the heart. And try walking through.
It works.
Then I'll get rid of the clot first thing.
And remedy that clot before it complicates things.
Okay. Yeah, get rid of that right away. All right. So, what do I see when I come in?
I'm not going to just give that to you. To undo it, I'm going to make that an arete roll.
Okay.
Difficulty 7.
All right.
Has your body and the magic forces that be realized that you are now inside the Chantry?
What was the difficulty again?
7.
1 success.
That's all it takes. So you finally get the clot to move.
I don't want it to move. I want it to break up. If it moves, I'm going to have a problem involving blueness.
Double D double die.
I want the fibrin and the platelets to separate from each other.
Sadly, with 1 success, it just moves.
Okay, I'm going to drop a quintessence and a willpower on this one.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your arete again with those things.
2 on the roll, assuming it was still 7.
No, it was 5.
5. Okay. 2 successes. plus the
successes.
willpower.
Okay. Well, the willpower provides an extra success.
Right. So it's 2 successes plus the willpower, because the roll, okay, the difficulty was 5. The quintessence lowered it by 1, and the willpower.
No, that's with the quintessence.
Okay.
It's the difficulty 5.
So 2 successes.
Okay. What were you trying to do again?
I was trying to break up
Break
the
it up.
clot into little pieces that won't hurt anything.
Okay. You successfully break up the clot.
Yeah, we really need to move the chantry.
You feel rough. Like, that was not fun.
No, it wasn't.
A strange man walks into the chantry while Auron and Max and Raena are in the cafe.
Do we have a visual on this guy?
You sure do.
Yet?
John,
like something we can see.
What do you look like?
Okay, since it's November, I'm wearing a bit of a heavy coat. Everything is blue. I'm carrying a black bag, the kind of thing you'd associate with a doctor making house calls. I do have a firearm at my side, which indicates in Canada that I have some kind of a dangerous job. And I'm just looking around now.
Gladys gets up. Raena?
Oh, I was going to say, Raena sees him and sees the firearm and immediately approaches him, asking what it is. Like, what kind? What's it for? Nice to meet you. I'm Raena. I also have...
Hi, Raena. I'm John. The gun is an M9 officer's pistol. It's outdated U.S. military. Well, not outdated, but was replaced for political reasons.
Nice. That's pretty... I too have weapons. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
I kind of like pull him over to the friends and tell them about his cool gun.
Or kind of raises an eyebrow like, okay. And you would notice that Auron has a very thick German accent.
Okay.
What is John's appearance stat?
Yeah. I'll find it eventually, I'm sure.
Appearance should be at the top.
Yeah, the problem I'm having is finding the
sheet?
PDF.
Yeah. I know it's been a while.
The thing is, I have it open just for this reason, but I can't find it.
Oh.
Basically, I'm trying to find out Max's level of flustered.
Okay, give me 2 more seconds.
There I am laughing at the private chat. Raena is thinking, there is a whole person behind that sweet-ass gun. What's your favorite hobby?
Well, I'm a member of the Society for Creative Anachronism.
That is something I don't think I've ever heard of.
We pretend to be people from the Middle Ages, and the part of it that I'm in is we recreate those types of fighting, and we use some pretty heavy clubs.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay. There he is. Okay, appearance stat is 4.
You're kind of flustered.
Max is very flustered.
Roll willpower, Max.
Let's see. 5. Is there a difficulty?
6.
Okay.
I see me and John are on the same level.
Yeah.
3. 2 of them
okay.
were 10s.
So it's crit. You keep your shit. No telling that there's any attraction. But aside.
When Auron hears this, he just looks over at Max and just shakes his head.
Oh, he doesn't. It's not out out loud
Max
that
actually
Max
keeps it
says
in.
this stuff. Max actually manages to.
So, even though Max's pupils have fully dilated,
Actually, I have a question. Can I make a roll for Auron's possession when he looks over at Max? Because I have a specialization in micro expressions.
Oh. In perception?
Yeah, perception.
Perception. Empathy. Difficulty 6.
while he's doing that, Max very calmly and carefully, that playing it as cool as possible, extends his hand to John and says, Max Toulon.
John Staunton, and nice firm handshake.
You will note that Max's handshake is not firm, 1 in strength.
Okay.
He is a precision character, not a no.
Sorry.
He's
And I
about
had 1 success.
precision, not brute force. So 1 success for Auron.
My cat is being all up in my shit. Licking my hands. Sorry. So there is now an attractive-looking man with a doctor bag who is calling himself John. Professor Edge gets up and walks over to John and, shakes his hand and says, "Oh, you're here and in one piece."
Oh, of course. It's
Of
hard to walk
course.
when you're in 2 pieces.
Yeah, it is. It is very much so. Unless you have like a 5 in life.
Pieces.
Or forces.
Like that Quap game. Do you remember Quap?
Yes.
Oh, 10 years ago.
It's just flailing limbs and yeah. Okay. Anyway, the professor offers him a coffee from the cafe.
I will accept.
Or up for you and offers it to you.
Thank you very much.
And if you drink it, you get 1 point of quintessence.
Oh, I will certainly drink it.
Yes, the coffee.
This is great.
Aquavite.
Yeah.
Meow. Yeah. Such a meow.
Yeah, Max is going to have one. No, he's not,
Okay.
actually.
No.
I
He
just
hasn't been
realized that
spending quintessence.
Max is standing like between Auron and John, and he realizes that adding caffeine to the mix is not going to be productive.
Semadena.
Max is a little high strung.
So that is another note that I will make. Max, he is a doctor's bag.
Yes. Max is actually holding back on asking about it. Just because he assumes that the professor is going to like give them the lowdown on what's going on, why this person's here. And Max is also, from his upbringing, he wouldn't just pry. It's a
I see.
it's a very high class waspish thing to just observe and take it in and let it go.
Yeah. So Professor Edge looks at the cabal and says, "This is John. John is a
Life
acquaintance."
mage. Oh, I'm sorry.
That as well. A acquaintance of mine, and I kind of made an ass of myself, and he rescued me from a messed up situation. So I'm paying him back by letting him hang out with us.
And I appreciate that greatly. It's been a little bit lonely since I moved here.
Max bites his lip, but he's thinking, how lonely.
Damn, I wish I'd chosen mind.
How about you, Raena?
Raina's petting Cosmo, kind of wishing that she hadn't made that as a first impression, but she's gonna go with it. Because she has no shame.
You notice that John notices that there is a large black dog that is like attached to Raina's hip and behaving very well.
Raena, may I make the acquaintance of your dog?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Come down.
Max
come
hands
down
John
low.
a piece of bacon from the brunch tray and says,
Okay.
"This is the way to Cosmo's heart."
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll put the bacon in my hand, get down on one knee, put my hand below his head, and kind of bring my head down a little bit with the bacon in my hand that I'm extending.
Animal ken and manipulation difficulty 5 because there's bacon. And Raina's right there.
So that'll be 2. Ooh, there's no animal ken on my sheet.
Okay, so straight manipulation.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's
Nothing.
not.
I got 0 successes.
Cosmo turns his nose up at the bacon and kind of like still wrapped around Raina's legs, kind of not afraid, and not growling, but still hesitant to make contact.
Okay. He sensed my nature. Okay, I'll put the bacon between thumb and forefinger and sticking out and offer it that way.
All right, animal ken difficulty 4. Manipulation. Anyway.
Yep, 1.
Okay, that's all that was. He kind of approaches, snatches the bacon, and runs.
Okay. Well, that's the friendliest dog I've ever met.
Like me, he's motivated by food.
He's a dog.
He is my avatar. He's an extension of myself.
A beautiful animal.
Feeling repercussed, or whatever the word would be, to be nervous about meeting you. I promise I'm not nervous to meet you. He's probably just my tentative side.
Okay.
Oh.
A beautiful woman like you should not be nervous around anyone.
Me?
You.
I love that response.
I'm typically not nervous to meet people, unless I stick my foot in my mouth. First thing meeting them. Oh my gosh, I met this one guy that I thought was super duper hot on Horizon, and I just loved that. But we're just meeting, so I guess I shouldn't tell you my whole life story.
I don't mind. And remember, the only way to gain wisdom is not to have any.
That's totally fair.
Max clocks the fact that John is like hitting on Raena, and he's like, "Okay, noted. Step back."
And at that moment, Steve walks through the front door.
Oh, Max is floored because Steve has expressed on many occasions that he wants nothing to do with the mages, and walking into a chantry would be anathema to everything that they've discussed.
Exactly.
Steve, hello.
Hi. So I'm in a situation, and I think you're like the smartest guy I know, and also a med student. So we could really use your presence.
For you, anything, anytime.
All right, is Steve in his masked form, or is he in his
He's in his
normal
masked
form?
form, right? He's in his masked form right now. So he is a jock-looking guy. Brown hair, fair complexion, dark eyes.
Max introduces him first to Raena, then Auron, then the professor, and then John, because John is a new acquaintance. But he kind of gives the professor like that look, like, this is who I was talking about.
Oh. How can we? Do you just? I mean, I have a whole cabal. We can probably all go. What do you need, Steve? I'm sorry, what were you saying, John?
Okay, when I'm introduced to him, if you need medical help of some kind, I may be able to assist.
That would be super great. Both of you would be really, really helpful.
Max is like, wait, are you also medically trained?
I'm licensed as a physician assistant in both Canada and the United States. I'm also a former military medic.
So with both of us on this mission, there would be lots of paradox.
I don't do
Because we're a
paradox.
paradox.
I don't do paradox.
No, we're a paradox.
Take one experience for a bad pun.
How many children do you have?
Wait.
How many children do you have?
I'm 19.
Okay. It is not appropriate for a man with no children to make dad jokes. In fact, we might call it a faux pas.
Take one experience for a bad pun.
Thank you.
Oh, Max is like, oh, I like this guy.
I'm so happy right now.
And Raena might recall that she has a healing self that she, like you all remember, really, except for John. Remember that you have healing selves from Horizon.
Oh yes, I just remembered that I have a healing salve. Very uncharacterly.
Or looks over at Raena and is just like, totally not robotic.
I am not being fed the answers through a microphone from a little man in a faraway location.
Yes. So Steve is like, great. And Gladys is like, you guys go. I will take care of paperwork and whatnot here. But don't forget to take yourselves. And she retreats back to her office.
All right. At that point, Auron would stand up from the chair and he would motion to Max. I'm going to go upstairs, check on my cats, and then let Jeeves know that I'm leaving, so that he knows that I'm not going to be around.
All right.
And he will walk off to go do that.
If you are in need of healing, Jayce is a student practicing medicine, and I have a ton of herbs in my room.
Yes, you do, which is kind of the problem. So how much do kitties... There's 2 cats, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you go and check on your cats. Your cats are perfectly healthy.
He'll love on them a little bit, let them know that he's going to be going out.
Ooh, pause. Are the cats in Raina's room or Max's room?
Right now they're in Raina's room.
Oh, okay. So I made sure to put all of my dangerous plants in a safe spot.
Oh, okay, good. Because they were rolling to make sure that they didn't eat said plants.
Oh, good. Okay.
So they both contained themselves and did not eat the poison ivy and belladonna and stuff like that.
Poinsettias. Well, Max is right on Steve's tail.
Okay. He leads you out to a beat up van. Like, holy shit, free candy much? But
We've actually had gaming sessions in the back of this van.
Yes. So the back of the van is like carpeted, and there's like cushions on the floor, and there's a table in the middle. A gaming screen has been left up. And yes. So also I need to roll for Cosmo.
So I cannot remember if I mentioned to them that Steve was the one I was grinning about that day.
Is that something
I-
that you're making obvious?
I don't believe you did.
Okay, so they don't know.
No.
And I don't know if Steve is like wanting to be out to them. So we're just gonna keep that one a little secret.
That's probably a good idea.
Totally fair.
So who's in the passenger seat and who's in the back?
Oh, I'm totally next to Steve.
Auron would
I'll go in the
be
back.
in the back and set up his laptop on the table.
Okay.
I'll be in the back.
And is Raena taking Cosmo?
We just heard Cosmo.
Yes. Yes to yes.
Okay.
So, Steve, where are we going, and what's the situation?
Okay. So I'm taking you to the hedge, and in the hedge, we are having a bit of a skirmish, and there are other fae that are hurt, and we're under attack, and we have trenches, so there's that benefit. But the thorns are sharp, and the assailants are aggressive, and we could use some support.
Okay. So, guys, as you've just heard, Steve, not human.
Oh, right. And he takes off his mask, and he is an orc. He's got massive underbite and green skin, and he is a football jock that is also an orc.
One eyebrow
Whoa,
goes way
triplet.
up.
I'm sorry, try that again, John.
One eyebrow goes way up.
And Raena?
I am going to try not to make a big deal out of it because, you know, he's friend and not someone I need to be on alarm about. But I just sit there with my mouth closed like, oh my God, he's an orc. I've never met an orc before. I wonder what he likes to do. I wonder what he eats. What does he do on his downtime? Does he typically wear clothes? But I stay silent because now is not the time.
Minimize the private chat only because it makes me laugh at nothing when people are watching this episode. Oh my God. Okay.
Does she say, what does he like to eat?
Did she say any of that out loud?
No, I'm trying not to freak him out.
Okay. My balls. All right. So Steve steps on the gas, and he is mostly on the road, which is terrifying, by the by. And he kind of like veers off onto this dirt road, and the van is not suited to go on this dirt road, and so there is another opening, like a thicket that is in the side of the forest, and he is driving straight for that thicket.
You know what? I've already seen one really weird thing today. No, two really weird things today. So I'm just going to let this one go as it's going.
Okay. The van catapults through the portal, and you guys are not in a thicket. You guys are in a trench. There are bushes, very thorny bushes, that are on either side of the trench. Thicket. Oh, yeah. No, I'm not going to put that on screen, but I would love to. Also, another experience for a bad pun. It's a thick it. So, and I have a cat. So you are in a trench, and there are bombs going off, blowing apart the bush. One lands in the trench and blows up 3 people. And one more grenade lands, and you have 4 seconds to get the fuck out of there. Who is reaching for the grenade?
Is it armed?
It is.
Then I'm getting on the other side of the van from it. I'm going to enter a high velocity, low altitude Earth orbit until I'm around the van.
So we got out of the van.
So you, I guess you guys are getting out of the van.
I'm going to stand.
And John
feet
is
underneath the
using.
tire.
Yes, John is moving with unnatural speed behind the van.
Is it on the driver's side or the passenger side?
It is from the back.
Okay, so yeah, we're going top speed out the doors.
Okay. Once you are out the doors, you have 3 seconds until that grenade goes off. And
Like
everyone was there. They are not moving at all.
Like I said, I'm standing so that the van is between me and the grenade. I'm standing so that my feet are next to the tire. So the tire will absorb anything coming my way under the van.
Roger that.
Auron's gonna book it, leaving everything that he brought with him behind, and just book it the opposite direction of where the grenade actually is.
Okay, so you are fleeing. Raena, what are you doing?
Raena is going to take her staff and attempt to golf that bad boy out of here.
All right, athletics and dexterity.
Okay.
Difficulty 7.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Down, Cosmo. Down, Cosmo.
Okay. Sorry.
It's
I
fine.
had to run away. Okay. Athletics and what? I got distracted.
Dexterity.
Okay. Difficulty 6.
Difficulty 6. Actually, are you spending quintessence?
I might as well because I really want this to work.
Okay. So difficulty 5 instead.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh.
your M's need to be together.
Oh.
Get your M's together, girl.
And make them go,
You truck that bad boy up and into the bushes.
Still
I would like
ducking
to
for cover.
I would like to yell 4 as I do it and point really scary. Is that
That's-
enough to get it into a
It-
safe zone so it won't hurt us?
It seemed you can't see where it landed, but it is no longer in the trench. It blows, and you get some spray, some thorny spray from the bushes, but it kind of like re-knits itself, and there is no evidence that there was a grenade at all.
Okay.
So, pardon my my ignorance, Steve, but grenades?
Yeah, we are, like I said, we're being attacked. Let me take you to where we have that problem. And he leads you through the trench. There are gunfire and bombs and grenades being lobbed back and forth, and this trench seems to be in the middle. So there is stuff coming from one direction and coming from another direction, and people are basically shooting back, and the 3 that were blown up are currently unconscious, so they are dragged to safety.
This seems oddly familiar.
And Steve leads you to a triage of sorts. It's got a bunch of cots, and on a cot he leads you to an elf who is lying prone. It looks like he stepped on a mine, so his leg is shattered. And he's like, "This is my commanding officer, and I don't want to be the next in line, so please help this guy so that I don't have a new job."
On it.
I'm going to read his pattern.
His pattern, he is definitely Fae.
Okay. Is there any reason to suspect that life magic won't work on him?
You don't know. You've never tried.
Okay.
See, while he's assessing, I'm diving right in because I'm still too new to make those assessments. So I'm just going in with the life magic.
Okay. So are you using a focus?
Yeah, I brought because when Steve said that it was medical stuff, that I brought all my stuff with me.
Okay, to include the solve?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. The leg has been shattered. Like, the foot is no longer involved.
Okay, so no foot. So what I'm gonna try and do is staunch the stump and knit the bone.
Okay. Are you using the solve or any other?
I'm using the solve for the on the end of the stump to make it, try and coagulate better. And doing a lay of hands with the like with a splint.
Okay. Much like you did for Galen, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Except this is way broken. Like
Yes.
super destroyed. Holy shit. But it is -1 difficulty because of the solve. So are you spending any willpower and or
What is
quintessence?
the difficulty?
The difficulty is an 8, but with the with the salve, it is a difficulty 7.
And I'm going to use 2 quintessence to drop that down to
To
a
a
5.
to a 5. Okay. And go for it. Arete roll. Nice.
I am so glad I dropped that, because that 5, one of those is a 5, it would have been a fail.
Oh. By the skin of your teeth.
Ooh, I need to brush my teeth if they got skin.
Ew. Basically, you can feel the bones starting to knit. There is a knot that forms that you don't seem to be able to undo in the bone. It's not setting quite properly, but it is re-knitting. And shards are basically drifting back into place.
Okay, give me a try now.
Okay.
What I'd like to do is create a whole bunch of osteoclasts, which are cells that move through your bone and basically eat it and then there's another type of cell that rebuilds it. So I'm going to send the osteoclasts to where the bone didn't knit properly to basically dissolve where it's not knitted properly. I will manually put the bone in properly, and then I'll have something else after this. What's my roll?
Difficulty 8, arete roll.
Okay, I'm going to use my focus.
Okay. What's your focus?
The doctor bag.
Okay. Is there something in the bag that you are using?
Well, it's actually the bag itself, but yeah, I can take out. I've got pulse Doppler, and I've got probably something else, a chisel. The pulse Doppler would let me do it. No. The bladder scanner. I'll use the bladder scanner to see where the bone is broken and where that knot is and all this.
Okay. His little black bag, he pulls out something way too large to have possibly fit in that bag, and he starts applying it to the commander with his hands.
Okay, Dr. Poppins.
All right, so manipulation medicine for the focus.
Okay.
I have 3 successes.
That drops it down to a 5.
Okay. And then a reet to dissolve. No, the other thing is I want the osteoclast to pick up the bone material, because then we have them put it someplace else. Ten, 5, 4.
Okay, good. You find the knots. You kind of like break it again just to reset it.
Mm-hmm.
While he was unconscious, he is briefly awake and then passes back out.
Okay. Dexterity medicine to get the bone in properly, because I'm going to do that manually.
Yep.
Okay. 10, 7, 8, 6, 4.
Nicely done. You set it in place manually, and it is perfectly done.
Okay, so with it in place now, I'm going to have those osteoclasts turn over the bone material that they ate to the osteoblasts, which are then going to go in and knit the bone.
Okay.
Still using my focus. Two successes on the focus roll.
Okay, 6.
10, 9, 6.
Nicely done. So he basically like comes in after Max and basically massages the leg. And he is like meditating while he does it. So
And you can be sure as hell Max is watching this with life sight.
oh, it is blooming on that plane. Like he is just like the life is oozing off of him in massive droves. His resonance is vining and twirling and growing. So, that being said, the leg is reknit. It's still stained with blood, but everything underneath it is totally fine. The skin has reknit itself. The muscles have reknit themselves. The ligaments have reknit themselves. And he is sleeping. Steve is like, oh my God, is he going to be okay?
Yeah. In fact, I know a guy in Horizon that could probably craft a new foot for him.
We would have to take him somewhere for that, wouldn't we?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know enough to actually craft a living foot out of nothing.
Yeah,
Would you consider
spooky.
DNA to be a living thing? Something I could affect with life?
Are you asking the storyteller or Max?
Yeah, I'm asking the storyteller.
Okay, ask that again.
Okay. Would you consider, basically the activity in a cell involving DNA, would you consider that life that I can affect? Or does that matter?
Yes. Nope, it would be life.
Okay. Then at the stump where his foot used to be, I'm going to apply some energy to speed up the activity of the DNA focused on growing his leg out. It's not going to get it all the way, but it's going to make it easier to put a foot on.
Okay. So you're basically going to make a plug so that all they have to do is just like put it on and it'll fit.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
When I get to 4, that'll work nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for my focus. Oh. Nothing. I rolled a 1. It canceled my 8.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, I had an 8 and a 1.
It canceled it. All right.
So,
well, you try as you might. It doesn't move.
Okay.
Nothing responds to what you're doing.
Okay. That works just fine. As long as the stump is closed up, then I'm not going to worry about it. If it's not closed up, I'll bring out the Band-Aids.
Okay. So while you're doing that stuff, Max asks you if you would mind explaining, because, he is a med student. It's not like, what are you doing? It's, oh, what are you doing?
I'm working with him at the the cellular level. Where that knot appeared in his bone, where it was not set right, I just had his own cells break that down, manually put it in place because I can do that legally, and then had his own cells knit it back.
I am learning the limits or lack thereof of what we do with magic.
At some point, you'll be taking a microbiology class, and you'll be taking a cellular activity class and a cellular structure class. And once you've taken those, you'll understand how this works and you'll know what to do. I've been in this profession a very long time. And, I've taken all the same classes that you've taken. I just only did 2 years of clinicals where you'll do 4. It's the only difference.
So we, as mages, still do like clinicals and stuff.
Well, you're doing it as a med student.
Yeah, I'm just. I haven't been able to talk to anyone in my particular position since I learned that I was a mage. So I don't know what the work-life balance type stuff is.
The only way to learn it is to do it. I awakened as I thought my closest friend was dying, and my awakening saved her. It was a long time before I met somebody before I met another mage, and I had to learn by trial and error, and everyone does.
This guy awoke in me, and I point to Steve.
Do you consider that a favor or a curse?
Six of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah. Magic is very powerful and very, very broad. But you have to understand the world in order to get the most out of it.
And that is why I am, every chance I get, I am diving into things with life magic and prime magic. Just to see how all of it works.
Mm-hmm.
Steve is like, well, if we're done here, can we leave him here, or did we want to take him wherever it was that you wanted to take him?
We might want to wait until he wakes up and get his opinion on it, because he is Fae and Horizon is a mage stronghold. So we might want to find out if he wants to go there.
I see.
And I have a few questions. First off, who is your enemy?
The true Fae.
Okay. I've read a few Irish folk tales and stuff. Tell me a little more about this.
Mab is trying to conquer this zone and take everyone within it as her play toys, and we don't wanna.
Yeah. Being a woman's play toy doesn't sound so bad.
Max clock that one.
So, who is your faction then?
Faction. I am Spring.
No, I mean the name of whoever it is that's fighting against these true Fae.
We're just denizens of the hedge.
I see.
We're not part of a faction. And that's kind of why we live where we live.
You're using some pretty interesting weapons.
Isn't
Yeah.
there iron in that stuff?
Noted.
I have to say, y'all have been learning too much from the humans if you're using the weapons that you're using.
The humans are only using those weapons because we gave them to you.
Noted.
Steve turns around, says, I don't have time for this. Runs back out. Boom. A bomb lands at his feet. He is blasted back into the room, and the whole front of his body is just like metal shards, shrapnel.
Get him on a table. Is he
Raena,
alive?
Jesus
that?
fucking Christ!
Is he dead?
He is not dead yet. He is an orc, so he is quite thick. And take that as you will. And he is...
Yes, he is.
Experience to the storyteller.
All right, let's get him up on a table. Take forceps and a couple of suture removal kits out of my bag.
Okay.
And I will start removing pieces of metal. Do I recognize the metal? Is it iron? Is it iridium?
It is definitely iron.
Yeah, so I'll work a little faster about those.
Okay.
I'm sorry, which one of you is the medical student?
I am.
All right, wherever I pull a piece of metal out, use the cloth from the suture removal kit to plug the bleeding. Any brown or black material around it, use the scissors and tweezers to get that off.
Got it.
And I'll start plucking the metal out of them.
And I will be backing his plays to the letter.
Okay. Since you guys are helping each other out, John can add 2 dice to his arete roll.
Okay. Now, right now, I'm doing this physically. I'm not using magic for this part.
If you're not using magic at all, then medicine and manipulation.
Sure. And I get this 2 dice still?
And you get those 2 dice.
Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 6.
Nicely done.
Oh, we are
So-
rocking this body.
Yeah. So you, as soon as you pull the metal, Max goes in and staunches the bleeding with gauze.
Mm-hmm. And cuts off any necrotic tissue.
Mm-hmm.
And cuts off necrotic tissue.
All right.
All right, so now he is covered in spots where there is that cloth.
Mm-hmm.
so he's not bleeding all over the place anymore.
So now the next step is I'll alter the bacteria all up and down his body to start producing the materials that his body needs to heal. You know, anything that a cell needs so it can replicate, replace what's been removed.
Are you saying this
Okay.
out loud so Max is...
Yeah, I can say that out loud for you. Okay, with my focus, the difficulty 6,
Mm-hmm.
2 successes.
Nice. Okay. You kickstart it.
Okay.
So it's moving a little faster than usual, which is great. Are you giving it that magical push?
Yes.
Okay.
One success.
All you need. So what is the effect?
In order for a wound to heal, a lot of cells have to divide and fill in the space. So this is producing the material that they need, so they grow faster and the wound heals faster.
Raena knows that a purring cat is the same frequency as a knitting bone.
Okay.
And you know that Auron has cats that are in your room right now.
I was gonna say I can find some cats, but if it's super, super urgent, I can lay on them and purr.
Noted.
Are you actually doing this? Are you actually like trying to find the pitch to match the frequency of?
I mean, is it a
What are
dire
your
situation?
spheres?
Or do
It's
I
pretty dire. He's full of holes currently.
Okay. So my spheres are life, spirit, and time.
Life, spirit, and time. So you can change your vocal cords to mimic the purr of a cat. What is your score in life?
I have 1 in life.
Oh, then you can kind of sense the vibrations coming from your throat as you are kind of like leaning on Steve.
Hey, would manipulation expression or wits expression do it?
Manipulation expression. Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, what's the difficulty?
This is going to be a difficulty 7 because you're using straight life and not matter or prime.
But it's Steve. He's not straight life.
Wah, 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 wah.
I'm not rewarding that one.
Can I use quintessence or willpower for this roll?
Yes. Yes, you
Okay, because I'm going to need it. How many can I use?
You can use 2 quintessence, and you can spend 1 willpower. power.
Little more even.
So your new difficulty is what?
4.
4? Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and roll it. Nice. 2 successes, which means that you actually manage to match the vibration of the bones knitting, which in conjunction with John's reknitting of, at a cellular level, it is like a symphony working together.
I'm gonna take out my stethoscope and basically channel life magic to do a tricorder thing. Just see if there's anything else wrong with him.
Other than he's covered in a million cuts.
Yeah.
You do a scan. So go ahead and roll medicine and manipulation. Difficulty 6.
7 dice.
Also, I have a hard stop in 9 minutes. So
2
nice.
successes, but it could have been better with 7 dice.
It could have been better, but that knocks it down to a 4. So roll your arete.
Ooh, all of them are successes.
Yay! So not only do you do the scan, but you find that his lung has been punctured.
I relay this information out loud.
Okay. First thing I'm going to do is look around. Does anybody have an IV running?
One of the other patients do.
None of them. Okay. So, check the puncture from the outside. Is it a sucking chest wound?
It is.
All right. I will take the plastic backing from one of the suture removal kits that the medical student used
Mm-hmm.
and pull some good solid tape out of my bag. Tape 3 sides of the plastic down right over the wound. And when he exhales, tape the last one down and make it nice and secure.
Okay. So medicine and manipulation, difficulty 6. I'll probably regret that. It could be harder, but
A kindergartner could do that part. 1-6.
okay. So is that one success?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you actually succeed in your... What's the word I'm looking for? Event?
Procedure.
Procedure, thank you.
So without the plastic, every time he breathed in, every time he breathed in, air got on the outside of the lung, smushing it. So by taping it after he breathes, that stops him from getting more in. And if I'd done it while he was breathing out, then the tape would have not secured, and the wound would have continued to suck, and the lung would have continued to collapse. So,
I assume you are saying all this out loud for Max's benefit.
yes.
Okay.
So, look around.
You see another grenade, like, basically show up at John's feet.
Okay. I played baseball in high school, so I'm wondering if I could grab that and throw it back where it came from. Maybe even snatch it out of the air.
Dexterity, athletics, difficulty 8.
Okay, so that's 2, 3, 5. You said the difficulty was 8?
Mm-hmm.
1 success.
Ow! You did it. You pick up that thing and you throw it like a baseball and hurl it back into over where it came from, and you hear scattering. And then a boom. And then the vines reknit.
Don't they have any rules for engagement? This is a medical tent.
Hey, in the real world, there's lots of countries that don't care.
Oh, I know. This is Max being his idealistic self.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah, time will
All
cure
right.
you of that.
So Steve is currently unconscious, but is are you bandaging his cuts or
Yes.
mending them?
I'm adding dabs of salve into each one.
Okay. As you do so,
And I'm probably using it up, but I don't care because it's Steve.
You end up using about half of it, just like, trying to heal Ag. And basically, as you smeared the cream onto the cut, it just like, and it acts like super glue.
That's what super glue is made for, too.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to go stand at the door. I'm going to cock my pistol, and I'm just going to wait to see who throws something this way. Okay.
You see more like volleys going on overhead. There's, oh my gosh, private chat. Like, could you not? Late to the dick in chest wound party. All right, so perception awareness for John, difficulty 7, because lots of distractions.
Okay. 9, 8, 6, 7.
Nice. You see something move amongst the bodies.
Okay. I will wait until I get a good sight picture.
And then, so you see a pair of eyes over the body, and he ducks back down. And you hear a clicking sound.
Do I recognize that clicking sound?
You sure do. It is the loading of a pistol.
Put the weapon down and stand up. Do you know the word iron?
A woman stands up.
Come this way.
Puts her pistol on the ground.
Okay.
She is haunting. Like sunken cheekbones and pale ass, kind of like reaching up. And
Okay.
she...
So she looks like a slua? Out of character.
Oh, I need to end this game right here, and we will pick back up next week. Bye, guys.